All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Papa West on Politics. This is Fact Check Sunday, and let's go to church. Let's get right to it. Mr. Kimmel is being canceled by the administration, by the FCC under Donald Trump. Donald Trump administration FCC. They put pressure on ABC to cancel Jimmy Kimmel because they didn't like what he was saying about Charlie Kirk and the administration. Freedom of speech applies here. Yes, you need to be careful about what you say, but remember, freedom of speech is in the Constitution. So, as you can see, money, power, and death, these are the three things that the white establishment respects. Money, power, and death, that's what they respect. So what was affected by this situation? Power forced FCC in collusion with Donald Trump, stop Jimmy Kimmel show, having him suspended. That was power, right? That's the power situation. Then Disney lost money, which is the money part, because people protested. They didn't like what they did to Kimmel. And guess what? That got everybody's attention because Disney lost about $3 billion in maybe 4 or 5 days, which is not good for your business. So they had to bring back Kimmel. For pressure reasons, they got pressured to bring him back. So now, what are we doing now? Where are we at now? Okay, there's still some local stations that don't want to air Kimmel, which is ridiculous. But here's the thing. See, when you deal with people that are petty, that are evil, they have no respect, no honor, it's unsustainable. It's not going to work. So it's very important for you to understand, when you're dealing with the Trump administration, what I have given them, my name, is the Trump Twilight Zone Experience, TTE, right? And most of everything that is happening under Trump's watch, it is the Trump Twilight Zone Experience. Let's always review the parameters. Dishonesty, dysfunction, deflection, delusion, no accountability, and chaos. This is what you're dealing with when you're dealing with TTE. And if you apply all these principles that I'm telling you, you will see it all applies to him and his administration, how he moved. This is who he is, and this is what we're experiencing. Now, understand this. The true supporters of Mr. Trump, which is the MAGA, I'll call them the HDR MAGA, the hate, discrimination, racism, the hardcore in MAGA. They try to cover it up and try to brush it off and try to put a book on it, a dress on it. Like, oh, we did it for the economy and for the military, and we don't like the way the country was going. Really? Is that right? Is that right? Yeah. Okay. HDR, gang recognized gang. This is true hate, discrimination, racism, because you enjoy him deporting Latino brothers and sisters. Okay? You think that shit is cool, but it's not cool. Okay? Not giving them due process, which is ridiculous, okay? And lost jobs and lost resources by all different type of properties, companies, and different factors inside our society. Now, here's the thing. If you check around and do your research, you'll see there's a lot of jobs that are vacant because of all this deportation. And these jobs, most Americans do not want to do them. They refuse to do them, see? And so that is affecting our food prices and other things that we purchase in America. So when you say, oh, they need to be here legally, of course they need to be illegal. We understand all that. No one is disputing that. The issue is how it's done. And if they're already here, why would you take, what is it, 15,000 to 17,000 per immigrant to hunt them down, to arrest them, to detain them, and then ship them out? When it costs a hell of a lot less money, and you make more money when they still here contributing to society, into our communities, it doesn't make any sense. You got to add it up. Now, if they're violent immigrants that are doing things wrong, no one has an issue with that. And so, MAGA, you got to stop lying and putting two things together. Anybody with their brain set knows, why would you have a problem with them deporting a person that's illegal, killing people, trafficking drugs? That's nothing to talk about. That's common sense. The problem with most Americans, we know that he's not doing that. ICE is not doing that. You are deporting good, hardworking people here that may be illegal, that's been contributing to our society for years and years and years, to our economy. And they're part of our communities. So you need to give them a passage to be a legitimate resident, citizen of the United States. It's very important to let them do that. So now what you're doing is you're trying to justify by using cruel and unusual punishment by saying this is necessary to protect our country, keep our country safe, and then other people have to wait in line to become a citizen. We understand all that. But if they already got in here, however they got in here, it's wrong or right, they're here, they're contributing. So make sure that you make it safe, humane, and make sure they can make this stuff legal. Now, the other thing I want to say is MAGA, HDR MAGA, you say that you love America and you're a patriot. Okay, Mr. Donald Trump is only hating people that you hate. Mr. Donald Trump is only being discriminatory towards people that you want him to discriminate against. So that's not being a patriot. Some of your mothers and fathers probably in the past have been immigrants that was over here. So now you want to make it all different because a person of color. Now, understand something. This is not going to end well. You're going to have to let some of these people back in here. Okay? I'm just telling you, because these food prices are not going to get too much lower. Okay? I'm just saying. So you have to reconsider it. See, I'm going to say something to you. See, hate, discrimination, racism may feel good amongst each other, and you talk about it and you express it on the internet and you be in your own bubble, but at the end of the day, there's a cost to this. See, hate, discrimination, racism is expensive. It costs a lot of money. And remember what I just said, money, power, and death. That's how you get the right power, structure, attention. It costs money for you to participate with hate, discrimination, racism. It's very expensive. It costs a lot of money. It's funny how you always say, I support Donald Trump, but you never ask the cost of this. Or do you even care? Right? But then you want to worry about all the deficit and if the economy, we're losing money and there's so much waste in the government. That's waste in the government. Well, ICE, with deportation, you're wasting money within the government. Okay, that's what we're doing. Military in our cities, you're wasting money within the government. You're wasting money. Okay? So now, with that being said, we have to understand, if you are MAGA and you look at life realistically, there are true Republicans that are practical, they're responsible, they have some empathy. They may see things different from the Democrats, but those true Republicans, they don't exist right now. I don't know who these Republicans are. This ain't no Republican Party that I know about. And then when you try to act like you support Republicans, this is not real Republicans. These are MAGA Republicans, which are sick, twisted people. Okay, they don't really respect America. This is about not coming to a conclusion, not coming to understanding, not coming to agreement with other people that might have a different opinion than you. Okay? You are up there in the United States government to work together. You don't have to be friends. You don't have to hate each other, love each other. You got to do a job. And that doesn't mean owning the libs or throwing the Republicans underneath the bus. Do a job, come in and do a job. It's like you work any other job. Okay? That's what it is. So now, I'm going to say this. If you are honest with yourself, MAGA, and also specifically people of color MAGA, you know this is unsustainable. You have to get rid of MAGA. MAGA got to go. The whole sentiment, the whole movement has to go. It's bad for America. Okay? So when it's time to go in the booth and vote for the midterms, you know what you got to do. I don't care if you got to hold your nose and you don't like it. You know what you got to do. And I'm quite sure you in Middle America, farmers that losing their farms, and people getting laid off in Middle America that supported this man, Mr. Trump, I'm sure you are tired of the cruel and unusual punishment. And you're not going to keep giving aid and comfort to the Donald Trump administration. I'm sure you've had enough. I'm sure you've had enough. So you understand, just because you are also happen to be a white person, that you understand you're being destroyed, you're being dismantled, just the same if you're a person of color. So remember this in closing. I'm Papa West. I'm trying to make the world a better place in which I found it. This is Fact Check Sunday. I will continue, and please, please do your homework. Don't just listen to what I got to say. Just do your homework. It's not that hard. Okay? Google. Make sure you do a comparison. And don't keep watching 787. Fox 787. Fox News. 787 million reasons to disallow them, to discredit them, and don't listen to them. Because they're not credible anymore. Because they had to pay for the big lie. And they're still carrying his weight. So whenever you listen to Fox 787, remember, you're listening to lies. And if you want to live in lies, you continue to exist in the Trump Twilight Zone experience. Do your homework. I truly do love America. I am a patriot. I'll see you next time.